So what are social tokens? There's kind of four broad ways I'll describe it. Social tokens are a new form of currency. When I say currency, it means, you have quarters. If you're in the States, you have quarters, you have dollars, you have pennies, right? These are used to buy things. Social tokens are a form of currency. You can buy NFTs, you can buy other things, you can swap up one currency for another. You can swap up, FWB for ApeCoin, which I'll refer more to later. You can swap it out. It is a currency. Also about ownership, right? Social tokens are a form of an ownership economy, allowing token holders to have exposure to the growth trajectory of the economy and give them the potential to shape the economy. So before I was talking about, the Black Wall Street, right? Imagine that ecosystem, imagine that economy. Imagine the Umbadima ecosystem, imagine the events that happen, imagine this workshop, imagine the Twitter spaces, imagine all these things. And imagine if there was like a value tied to it. Imagine if you, to listen to the Twitter space, you had to spend 5 Umbadima. If you had to go to an Umbadima event in Atlanta, you had to spend 1,000 Umbadima. Imagine every single workshop, you receive Umbadima for participating, for speaking, or to attend it, you have to spend it. It's an ecosystem, it's an economy, and everyone has it. It has ownership if you buy into it. So I'll go more into that later. Social tokens are fractional shares of intrinsic value of a personality, a brand, or community. This is more like a woo-woo explanation of social tokens, but it's kind of the idea of like, if we're talking about Umbadima, or someone like Aluna or Ronaldinho, right? Like they have this community, they have this brand, they have this persona that's like, something that is not even quantifiable. We all know the value of this. What is like the value of Drake? What is the value of Burna Boy? What's the value of Bad Bunny, right? So basically, when you have these social tokens for these people, if they existed, it's giving you a fraction to get access to that, right? The last one I'll refer to is social tokens are a tool that measures the value of the influence of a community. Now, this is like the let's get real part of it, right? It's the idea if you see a social token and it's worth, a penny, and you have a social token for a community that's worth $100, or one that's worth $1,000, right? This is showing the influence of that community. This is measuring the value. When there's a social token and it's a higher value, it's showing that people are willing to pay more to get access to it. And that's why I really, really reiterate, like, it's not just like, okay, I can do it, I'm going to make it, right? Because most people don't want to make a social token and it costs like 1/100th of a penny. You know what I mean? Like you want to make sure that if someone's going to say, hey, I want you to do my Twitter space, I'll pay you my social tokens. You're not giving them, 100 fractions of pennies. You know what I mean? You want it to be really valuable. It's the idea when someone, joins a community and they do something and they get social tokens for participating. Some people cash that out and pay their groceries. Like they're like, hey, thank you so much for your value. We're going to give you some social tokens, and it betters their life, or it gives them access to real life things. So I just kind of want to add that.